Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Shannon Towns.
And I'm Lyle Jones, and welcome to Ignite.
That's right. Our contestants have worked hard to get here, and tonight we'll determine which businesses will take home $95,000 in prize money. Ignite Rural Businesses Grand Finale live from the beautiful Crest Theater in downtown Great Bend.
We'd like to go ahead and thank the audience joining us here at the Crest and all of you watching at home on greatbendpost.com and ignitek.s.com. We have quite the show planned for you.
We'd also like to thank our sponsors, Network Kansas, Equity Bank, Eagle Communications, Barton Community College, Watkins Calcara, First Kansas Bank, Advanced Therapy, and Great Bend Economic Development for all their support in making this event even possible. We will be hearing more about each of our sponsors throughout the night.
Now, before we bring out our judges, Shannon and I are going to take a moment and tell you how we got here. Shannon?
Thank you, Lyle. This all started with an idea presented by Great Bend Economic Development's Entrepreneurship Committee in 2021. Throughout 2022, a plan was put in place, hosts were secured, and promotion began in 2023.
Businesses had until June 30th to put together a business plan and a video pitch and submit it to the Ignite team. 28
businesses submitted plans. After several rounds, the field was narrowed down to 10 semifinalists, and tonight we're left with 5. 5 finalists, 3 prizes for a chance to help reward your favorite competitors. With that, ladies and gentlemen, here are the judges.
Carrie Smith is the Executive Vice President of Stores for The Buckle. She also sits on the company's Board of Directors. In 2014, she was recognized at the John Maxwell Leadership Awards with a top 3 placement in the business category. And in 2017, she received the Legacy Award from the Great Bend Chamber of Commerce for her involvement in the community.
Jason Mayers serves as Chief Financial Officer at Marmy Auto Group and as Chief Executive Officer at Empire Companies. Jason invested in over 50 small businesses across various industries and stays deeply involved in charitable and civic organizations. In 2017, he was recognized as the Great Bend Chamber of Commerce Next Gen Leader of the Year.
Jared Westfall is Chief Strategy Officer for Innovative Livestock Services. After an early career as a business attorney, Jared led Purple Wave Auction through its early growth. He then built AgriSync, a collaboration software solution for farmers and their suppliers, and in 2021, he and his business partner sold AgriSync to John Deere. Thank you, judges, and welcome.
Now that we have our judges, let's hear from our finalists. Number 1, 1039 Cafe.
First of all, thank you, Ignite judges, for the opportunity to be part of this program and what it's going to do for so many communities, but even more importantly for the city of Elwood. We are very limited on restaurants to choose from. There's only one in town, limited hours and limited menus. So the opportunity to open up a second restaurant is an incredible opportunity, not only for jobs, but also for serving our community with a place to eat.
I'm so excited for 1039 Cafe to open. It's going to be so nice to have a restaurant to go to in town where after a game you just don't want to cook, you want to go grab a burger and a beer, and you can just go with the family and get something to eat, and then go home. So, and the fact that it supports a good cause as well is wonderful too. So super excited.
Hi, my name is Christy Roop, and I am so excited for 1039 Cafe. Not only are they going to have outdoor seating and beer, but they're literally right next door to me, so I now have an option for lunch every day.
I am super excited to have 1039 Cafe come to our small town. It's a new business, and it'll be a great place to eat in the evening.
The 1039 Cafe is a place to go out to eat, but it's also a place to give back. It's a definite win-win for our community. So join us in supporting our Ellenwood community and support our first responders, because every bite will make a difference.
Okay, I'm Rick from the Ellenwood Emporium, and we are so excited to be getting a new cafe here in town. We do the tunnel tours, and we get lots of visitors who are always looking for our great place to eat. So hooray, hooray.
Orders up.
Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good evening. We're 1039 Cafe, and my name's Brittany Bailey, and tonight we're serving you apple pie along with a business plan. Why pie, you ask? I thought you were a burger joint. Well, along with fantastic burgers, we also serve homemade pie, and tonight we hope to be celebrating a big Ignite win. $10.39. Some of you might be wondering, what does $10.39 mean? Why did you pick that name? It's so odd. And we know that 1039 is a 10 code for emergency services, and it means emergency lights and sirens. And since all members are involved in emergency services, we kind of felt like it was the perfect name. So that's how the name 1039 Cafe came to be. 1039 Cafe was born out of necessity. Our community needs a restaurant. We need a place to gather, and we need a place for the kids to go after a ball game. And most importantly, we need a place that's open on nights and weekends. So as successful business owners, we decided now is the time to serve our community in a new way. So we started the cafe. It will be located in downtown Ellenwood in a historic building. 1039 Cafe's mission is simple, really. We want to serve delicious food fast every time, and we want to give back to our community. We have a customer roundup program, and it works by our customers getting the opportunity to round their bill up to the nearest dollar. And those monies will go back to emergency services and students in the form of scholarships that are seeking careers in fire, EMS, and law enforcement. And now Audrey's going to talk to you about our phases of growth.
Hi, I'm Audrey Murmis. And as Brittany mentioned, we're small business owners, so we understand the importance of not biting off more than we can chew. So one of the first things that we've done is apply for the historical registry of our building. We've completed the first round of paperwork on that, and we are getting ready to start the second round. The next thing, we really want to offer delivery to Ellenwood. We think that it would be a great addition. But before we start delivery, we really want to make sure that our lunch and dinner is hot, fresh, and fast every single time. The next phase is breakfast. We would really like to add breakfast to our menu for Saturday and Sunday mornings. If the demand is high enough, then we will add that to our weekdays. The fourth phase is we really want to do reservation-only nights, and that would be like a specialty food. We would have steaks, seafood, Italian, whatever that might be. And then the final phase, we would really like to acquire the adjoining lot next to us, and that would give us the opportunity to expand the patio area, special events, game nights, and even the opportunity for our customers to rent it out for birthdays, anniversaries, business meetings, whatever that might be. Next, Jarrett's going to talk about what the Ignite funds would do for us.
Hi, my name is Jarrett Murmis. I'm going to talk to you about
what we're actually going to use these Ignite funds for. If you turn to the book that we gave you in the last page, it really spells out the actual bid to revamp this whole building. And that's what we're going to use these funds for. It's going to be involved building the kitchen, building the bar, building the patio area, and all that's involved with that. And so we really like to see, and what that's going to help us do is really expedite this process and get this to our community faster with these Ignite funds. Next is Chance Bailey with community.
So 1039 is going to have a lot of positive impacts on our community. It's going to provide a desperately needed restaurant in town that's open on nights and weekends. Our kids are finally going to have a place to hang out after their ball games with their friends and family. It's going to create jobs and some sales tax revenue. It's going to support everything from our local packing plant to our grocery store, area first responders and students that want to pursue a career in emergency services. So who wants to vote for us so we can serve our community in a new way?
Now I'd open it up to any questions you guys might have for us.
Have any of you been in the restaurant business before or experienced it?
So I actually grew up, my family has been through several restaurants in Hayes. We're from Hayes originally, and so we have a lot of background along with that. One of my uncle owns several restaurants, and he's been kind of our mentor through that process, and you know, he's with us the whole way. Along with that, we've also hired a manager who has been with us. He's been tenured as management services, and so.
My name is Christopher Seeker. I am actually an Ellenwood resident as well. I have worked in the restaurant industry for 23 years, on and off, anywhere from fine dining to burger joints to sushi restaurants. I've worked as a busboy, I've worked as a server, I've worked as a dishwasher and a manager as well. I heard about this, they came to me, and it was a no-brainer. This is something we need in Ellenwood, so I jumped on board.
So I might be jumping a little ahead here. We've had a chance to review all the business plans, and I will have to say I do agree that you're probably the biggest need, one restaurant in Ellenwood. One of my questions to you is, are you an owner in this?
Am I an owner? No.
Owner.
I am not an owner in this.
What do you guys do when he leaves?
So cross-training is crucial to us. I own another business, Two Chicks and Some Old Bird. It's more of a bakery-style business, so the food industry is not foreign to me. And Audrey and I both have the ability to work flexible, so we could step in the event that Christopher leaves. And we're going to make sure that our cook is cross-trained to be able to manage, so there'll be a backup. Chris will be a backup cook. So we're all very invested in this and making sure that every step is covered, even if somebody leaves, because we know eventually people are going to grow into their next position, whether that's in 1039 or outside of it.
So you'd be willing to quit your job to go run this?
Yeah, it's a passion for us. We, it's something we need in the community of Ellenwood, and we want to make sure that happens.
Last thing, I'd give some major consideration to partnering somebody in who's going to be running your business.
With the rising cost of food and supplies, have you guys taken that into consideration? I know a box of potatoes used to cost $20, maybe $2. They went up to 50 some. They've gone down a little bit. Have you guys taken all that consideration into?
We have. We've been working with Cisco. We worked with our mentor that Ignite assigned us, which was Megan Hollanday. And we've also talked to our Ellenwood Packing, and we know that our cost margins need to be at 70-30, and so that's what's going to make us successful. We're not trying to get rich off of this thing, but we got to make sure that the restaurant can continue to run the way it needs to. And so all of the food costs, even with it going up, we want to be affordable, but we have to keep our cost margins 70-30%.
Have you given any thought to how you might partner with other local businesses? There was some mention in the business plan about the bakery as potentially being complementary. Any other thoughts about how to build your connectivity to the rest of the food service providers in town, ensure that that traffic that you're going to have to support you during the open continues to be long-term repeatable traffic. And then finally, what about folks who are just passing through? Any things that you've got in mind to particularly attract them to your particular place as a place to stop instead of continuing on a few more miles to a bigger town?
Sure. We know that marketing is huge, and so we're going to make sure that that's one of our number one goals is to be on top of marketing. We've talked to pretty much every business owner in Ellenwood. We want to make sure that we have the backing and the support of those people and that their employees are going to eat at our establishment and they're going to refer us on. But we also think that our customer roundup program is an incentive for people to eat at 1039 Cafe. Like I said, we're all involved in emergency services, and people really come out in droves to support that. And so we've thought about all of those things, and we know marketing is going to be big for us.
Have you guys got to work, I know some of you have mentioned like you've been in the restaurant business. Have any of you got to work side by side in it just to see the things that go on, the ups, the downs? Because really being in the restaurant business is probably one of the toughest businesses you could do. So besides your experience, have you guys been able to just really have someone mentor you and be a part of that?
So we have Megan Hollande as a mentor with Handle Bar and Grill, and she's been fantastic for us and given us a lot of advice of how to go through those waves and ups and downs. We haven't mirrored her in her kitchen, but like I said, I own a bakery, and we went through COVID, and that was hard. But we made it. We figured out how we needed to be successful during that hard time and to stay open. And then Jarrett's uncle owns Fuzzy Taco and Hayes, and Audrey's cousin owns Gella's. And so we have big ties to the restaurant industry, all people that are willing to help us and want to see us be successful.
By the way, the pie is excellent.
You already tasted it?
I did. And to Carrie's point, the restaurant industry is a very tough industry. Happens to be my number one worst investment I've ever made in my life. So along with that, there's a potential for $50,000 here. I see your numbers towards the back. Tell me a little bit more about this historical grant, because it really, $50,000 to kind of get a restaurant up and running just doesn't seem like enough money to me.
You're right. It's definitely not enough money, but it would help with the renovation cost, along with the historical application. That would help us with tax credits and also up to 60% back in renovation costs. So that's huge for us. So we're going to continue to go through the application process and do whatever we need to do to get it on the historic registry. We've reached out to Chris McCord, and we've talked to Sarah Armberger some about the process and how to make sure that we're successful in that. And so that's part of the offsetting cost.
Somebody's a builder up here? Okay.
Yep, so I started a construction company. My father and my grandfather, they also had their own Murmas Constructions out of Gorham and Walker. So I grew up in it. And so, I started my own company about 7 years ago, and we've had our 7th consecutive successful year in that and continue to see the growth. Along with my wife and I, we have 3 other businesses that we manage and are also successful businesses.
Okay, just one more thing here real quick, just to clarify then. So yeah, you're the builder. The building is bought.
Yes.
And you do have kitchen equipment purchased already.
Correct, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
So it's 2 years from now. Besides consistent customer traffic, what is the other biggest driver of whether you're successful or not during that 2-year window?
We know online sales is going to be a big thing, especially with takeout and delivery. We have an older community in Ellenwood as well as a lot of younger people, and so we are going to invest in a system called Toast. It's an online point of sale system, but it also allows us to do online ordering through QR codes, so we can capture that younger crowd with that. We have the hospital that's going to be built then and will be much larger, and so we know that that will contribute to a lot of more orders that we would not typically get. We also have a new housing development that's being built up north or is in the process of being built up north. So Ellenwood has a lot of good things happening and a lot of growth, and we think with that growth, the restaurant is also going to continue to grow.
Ellenwood is a nice, close-knit community. I think you
It is.
would get a lot of support there. So,
Good.
Yeah, good.
Nice job.
Thank you.
Congratulations on making it.
And I love the pie too.
You, both here and at home, can help your favorite business by scanning the QR code in the program or on your screen at home to cast your vote. Or go to slido.com, that is SLIDO.com, and enter the code 2801359. After each business has their time with the judges, we'll give you the voting information for that specific business. We will relay all of the voting information for all of the businesses again after the final group has presented. So if you don't get your vote in now, don't worry. You will have until 10 minutes after the final presentation to cast your vote.
Next up, we'll be hearing from Rue Daysball, but before that, a word from Grapevine Economic Development.
I think it's you.
Okay. Judges, tell me, where in Barton County is your go-to self-care place? I'm talking a place where you can focus on yourself, both mentally and physically, without any distractions. Nothing comes to mind? Let me answer that for you. And let me introduce to you Rue Day Spa. Hi, I'm Danielle, and I am the owner of Rue Day Spa. Not only am I the owner, but I'm also one of the massage therapists there. I have been a massage therapist for over 7.5 years. With my degree in massage, I have been able to work in a wide variety of settings. Not only have I been in spas, but I have also worked in chiropractic clinics alongside doctors. I have worked at gymnasiums with athletes of all ages, from middle school to your athletes that have been athletes for 50 years. While I've been a massage therapist, not only have I done the therapy side, but I've also worked in the business side of it. I've started as a receptionist. I have got my degree in massage. And then I've also helped work alongside business owners. I helped manage marketing. I helped come up with ideas to drive in clientele. I've come up with ideas to create services that would attract the eyes of the public and drive in retail. Alongside that, I've also been a spa director.
I was a spa director for almost a year at an elite gym in Wichita. With all of those in play, I have learned what not to do and what to do when running a successful business. I've watched businesses fail and struggle, and I've watched businesses excel, and they are still excelling to this day. Alongside all of that, I've also focused in on what I believe is the perfect massage. But I've also honed in on helping people. A lot of people think of massage as a luxury. To me, it's a therapy. I help clients. I help figure out what is bothering them. I help people with headaches and migraines. I help people recover from car accidents. I help people with needs they don't realize they have problems with. Alongside all of that, I also am a mother of 2 beautiful boys, and I raised them here in Great Bend with my husband. Rude Spa has been a dream of mine for, 7.5 years. Once I've started the program, I've always saw myself as a business owner. I always saw myself as a leader in showing the public that it's not just a side job, it's an actual job. We are therapists. With that, I have designed and I have changed this spa so many times, but I think now that we have been in this competition, I have been able to figure out what the perfect spa is. Yes, a spa is supposed to be serene and soothing, but also we are there to help you escape life. We're there to help you take your mind off the everyday stresses and really focus in on yourself. We really kind of lost that as life has just gotten so busy to really just focus on ourselves. I'm here to create a place where we get to learn what that is. With the help of the $50,000, we would be able to cover all of our startup costs. We would be able to stock a full spa. With the help of a business advisor along the side of an accountant, we have separated these into the 4 major departments. Our largest department is the equipment. We want to provide Barton County with some of the best equipment there is in the market, and that stuff is not cheap. We also want to make sure that we cover all of the necessary expenses, such as the business license, the state of Kansas license, make sure we are a part of the chamber, as I believe being part of the community is everything. We would be able to cover the first 3 months so that we are even more profitable than ever. As you can see, also, part of our business portion is giving back to the community. It has been a dream of mine to be able to offer scholarships to young children about this industry, because there are very few scholarships for this industry. With that, we would have 2 separate scholarships that we would give away each year to the high school students of the county. It wouldn't just be Great Bend. One for the massage therapy program and one for aesthetics program. Alongside that, not only would we give them a scholarship, but we would also provide them a job and help bring them back to the community and offer their first job and bring them back. The services we will provide will always be growing. Our main services will be massages, and yes, we will have men's massages as well that will be customized just for men with our men line. We will have facials that will always be customized to each and every client's needs. We will also be able to do facials from teenagers to as old as they can get. I mean, facials are for everyone. And we are now learning in the industry that skincare is everything. We will also have an infrared sauna. Not only will this be a treatment you can add on to each service, but you will be able to come in and use it separately. So you don't have to get a massage to use the infrared sauna. You can use this as a separate addition. With that, everything that infrared sauna per every appointment will be almost 100% profitable, since it will be covered with the $50,000. We will also dip into the medical side. We will have Botox. We will also do IV injections. We will have it all, from lashes to waxing, and it's a area that is always growing, and that's what I love about it. It's never the same. Everything's always advancing, and I think education and growing like that is so important. Okay, so I have these for you. They're more of a little breakdown of each and every service. I'm not going to bore them with it. As you can see, we broke down each and every service and how the profit would be on each and every service. Shows down that our cost of goods, which those are going to be a little higher, but that is just because we pay our employees a percentage rate. They are not hourly, so they do not get paid unless they are working. It's kind of a little incentive to, actually work. They will start out at a certain percentage, and it's always room for growth. There is a cap, but you have to be dedicated and work there for at least 2 years to hit that cap. There is also just kind of where the business money is going a little bit more in depth, but it also shows, all the cash flow and what we're kind of projecting to see each month. And this is just based off of 3 to 4 staff members. We have 6 staff members, we have 8. Those numbers are going to do nothing but grow each month. On here, I showed kind of where we're at to project for the first month. That's just 48 appointments for the first month. That's like 2 a day. So that's, that's really not a whole lot. Whereas, I've done 4 or 5 a day. So you have multiple people going. Those numbers are going to do nothing but increase. Our profit margins on the paper are a little bit different than they are on here. But that's just because we had a little bit of a hurdle this last week. But it all worked out, so it's all good. So we are projected to come at the beginning of the year, as our hurdle kind of just developed this last month. But we are more than excited to bring something like this to Great Bend, as there is nothing like this here, and I would love to just really show Great Bend what it is to, really invest in yourself. So, that's it.
Thank you. Did you want to practice the Botox on the guys?
You don't want me doing Botox.
Well, I'm going to defer to you first, because this is a place I think where my wife and 3 daughters would probably spend too much money. So I don't.
Yes. Just a couple questions for you.
Yes.
One, you're not open yet, is that correct?
Correct. This is something we've, it's something I've wanted to do, but this year, just because it wasn't ideal, I've gotten married and we've had a bunch of other life things. But we do have a location set. Well, we did have one, but it got leased out from underneath us on Monday. But we have a better option, we believe. It is a blank space where we get to create put up walls and rooms and build it to what we like. The problem is that we're kind of facing is the contractors are a little bit busy with all of the storm damage. So we're hoping that with our help and their help, we can get things accomplished much faster. So they won't have to paint and do all of that fun stuff. So,
how do you feel you'll be able to get women and men to stay in Great Bend and to come to your place over, how many people, travel to go to a spa and to get the service? What do you feel you're going to offer, though, that would be different or special compared to somewhere else?
I think it's all about educating the public. I think it's really informing them how we are good at what we do, how our products are the best. I've learned over the years that just educating the public and showing them what you can do before and after pictures. Marketing is huge in this industry. Marketing plus education, it really catches people's eyes. And then also word of mouth. It just takes, 2 or 3 people to come in, and then, it's just kind of like wildfire that spreads through the community. But we will also offer, we'll have services that you won't find in a lot of other places. The skincare lines I plan on carrying, you don't find them anywhere else except for maybe one place in Wichita. So there's maybe 2 or 3 housing places in the state of Kansas that carry these skincare lines.
How will you stay on top of the biggest thing with what you're going into is it's kind of being on the cutting edge and knowing the latest technology, what are people wanting? How will you stay on top of that?
I have contacts. From working in Wichita and being a spa director, I have contacts of all of the spa industry, the skincare, the massage therapy side. I have a very close network of people where I'm constantly seeing what's new, and it's one of those relationships where I can reach out, and that's how I learned about a lot of some of this product that I want to get, is just reaching out and, hey, what's new in that industry? I'm a massage therapist. I've never done facials, but one of my best friends is a esthetician, and she's always my go-to person. So I'm never scared to ask what's new or, really step out there and see. So I think just reaching out to, the network I have will be very beneficial.
Okay, thank you.
Have you done, let's say it this way, what have you done so far to study how much demand there is today waiting for you to open your business versus opening the business and then doing the education and convincing and creating awareness? Like what's the real opportunity, and how do you know that that's a real opportunity?
I think it's a real opportunity just from talking even from families and asking, who do you go see as a therapist? A lot of people will mention someone, but then they're also like, well, it's okay. I'm like, okay, well, you guys have never really experienced that, but also getting a network with the physical therapy places here in town and telling them, we can help. I am a professional cupper, so I use cupping therapy, and that is very big in helping people in all different areas. Getting a hold of doctors' offices, just really reaching out and showing that, we're here and we're going to be here. I think being consistent with that is going to be key as well.
The location, I guess, is probably one of my concerns for, I think we had 15,000 a year, 900 a month or something like that.
Right.
And you talk about blank spaces and contractors and, the cost to do this. Is the landlord gonna do all this for you, or where's all this other money for remodels and making the elite spa place going to come from?
So actually the place that we are looking at will be built to suit whatever we are needing. So that's where that will come in. He is willing to, put the walls up and do all of that. So that price should not change a whole lot. It might fluctuate, give or take a little bit, but with our help, and if we step in and, do some manpower of painting and doing that, that will also help cut down that cost as well. So we won't have to pay for remodels or anything like that.
Okay. You mentioned a lot of other services. Do you have to be licensed, different types of licensing to do all those things you're talking about? And if so, who are your people that are going to do all that for you?
So the state of Kansas is our biggest one. I have been in contact with her over the years of, managing spas. But as massage therapy goes, you actually don't have to be licensed to do that, which is kind of terrifying.
And you mentioned IVs.
So IV, I do. I have a nurse practitioner who is on board with helping and doing. She will be doing 100% of that.
Botox.
So we actually have another lady who will do that. So she has all of her licensing. So everyone that we will bring on will make sure that they have all licensing. And the only licensing we'll have to make sure is get cleared by the state of Kansas that they can perform those services, and our building is equipped to do that, and sanitary, and we're following all the rules.
Okay.
As far as just even as the people who you want to hire, how will you really educate them though? Because part of it is having the license and the ability and the experience to do it. but the other part is being able to sell yourself and the spa that you have and the people. How will you, do you have an education program set up that you will help them understand that, or?
So part of being part of the skin retail lines, they actually offer education. So the rep of the skincare lines will come out and make sure each esthetician is trained in that skincare line and knows what each product does in and out before they will, trust us to carry that line. They're not just going to hand it over and be like, good luck. With massage, that's a little bit different, but there are programs out there, and honestly, the best way to learn is by trading, giving input. I didn't like that, you need to do this a little bit better, or just, there's online modules for massage therapy, but the skincare line, that's really big industry on educating, and the rep usually comes out every 3 to 6 months to check in and make sure we are up to date on everything.
So again, we've had a chance to review all these business plans. It feels, I guess my question is this winning this a make or break for you to proceed here?
No.
It just feels like we're a little early, maybe, with not a location nailed down, and I'm a little bit with Jared here on questioning, and maybe he wasn't questioning as much, but I am I guess the demand for something like this. The projections to me feel a little high as far as volume and number of people running through there. So is this a make or break to proceed? I guess is my question.
We have full plans on continuing. We've had much interest, not just from Great Bend, but from Claflin, from Ellenwood, people from Larned. I'm originally from Ness City, and I have many clients willing to drive from Ness City. I have clients willing to drive clear from Wichita as well. So I think once we get up and going, we just did not want to pull the trigger before all of this and just kind of eliminate that extra stress. So.
No, good answer. You just don't, you don't have, hey, here's how much I'm doing today, or, there's no other restaurant, or there's other competition, I guess, out there, and I just was
There is other competition, but I believe that since we will be an establishment and not just a sole person, a lot of people rent out places or rooms. We will be an actual functioning spa business.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Congrats on your big idea.
Thank you.
That certainly got me thinking. And if that presentation got you thinking that you would like to vote for Rue Day Spa, scan the QR code and submit your vote.
After the break, we'll be finding out more about Greystone. But first, a message from Barton Community College.
Perform with Barton Theater. Perform with Barton Theater this season. Be a part of the hysterical shenanigans in Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. Auditions will be held November 4th and 5th in the Barton Community College Auditorium. Underwriting opportunities are also available. Contact the Barton Foundation to learn more. And don't forget to catch a show this fall. Barton Theater is presenting Puffs by Matt Cox later this month, and a holiday radio play featuring A Christmas Story. For more information, visit shows.bartonccc.edu.
Scotch, please. Oh, sorry.
Thank you.
In your hands is an invitation to the Greystone. Built in 1928, steeped in history and adorned with architectural elegance, Greystone boasts timeless charm, featuring stained glass windows, intricate woodwork, and ornate details that transport guests to a bygone era. At Greystone, we transform your event dreams into reality, offering the perfect setting for gatherings of up to 300 guests. Whether it's an enchanting wedding, a polished corporate affair, or a moving charity gala, Greystone provides the backdrop for curating unforgettable moments.
Greystone is distinguished by its charm, historic charm, and its top-notch service. And we are excited to fulfill a need that Great Bend, especially downtown Great Bend, has. So in our venue, we're going to have 3 different event spaces. There is a grand hall, a parlor, and a dining hall. It can be utilized as one space for a large wedding, or maybe a daytime meeting, a training event. This also allows us to maximize our revenue potential by having events happen in sequence, maybe through the course of a day or over a weekend as well. And at Greystone, we are truly dedicated to providing a tailored event experience. We understand that every event is unique and that we'll offer a variety of rental and service packages to meet the needs of our clients. This not only creates a positive reputation for our venue, but it creates a seamless event day for those who are planning it, and then also helps us to control wear and tear on our facility. When it comes to creative marketing, partnerships are really at the heart of what we plan to do. We're going to partner with the Convention and Visitors Bureau, with the Great Bend Chamber of Commerce, to provide event packages, destination packages, that extend beyond our doors out into the community and meet the needs of our other business partners as well. We're going to connect with regional trade associations, Meeting Professionals International, and tap into those industries who may be planning regional events, trainings, employee appreciation, those types of functions. We'll also serve our nonprofit community as well as the host and the hub of fundraising events and charitable events as well. We plan to co-brand our marketing materials, so working with caterers, bar providers, service providers, to really expand our reach and increase our credibility from day one. When a customer can come in the door and really feel like their needs are met, that's the service that we want to provide. Now, renovating a historic building is not for the faint of heart, right? We've learned that. For 10 years, we've been the owners of this building, and we've been working quietly behind the scenes. We've been preparing, we've been finding out what works, what doesn't work, and really in this last year, we've gained a tremendous amount of momentum, and we feel like the time is now. We have architectural plans, one's passing across the screen right now, some renderings that actually work for the space, that honor the historic aspects of this beautiful facility, but also make it relevant to a 21st century wedding or event. And then beyond that too, we want to put this building back into service for the community. It's been sitting empty for 20 years on the 2nd and 3rd floor. We don't want to see it deteriorate any further. We feel like the time is now to do this. So winning the Ignite competition, it's the difference between just opening our doors and truly being open for business. This $50,000 would allow us to furnish the space, would allow us to provide audio-visual that will bring moments and memories to life, and really just open our doors and welcome the Great Bend community and beyond to Greystone.
So I get to talk about a little bit of the economic development, economic impact. Funding a venue like this would support the local economy. So on average, an out-of-town visitor staying the weekend spends $100 a night and $50 a day on hotels, restaurants, retail, miscellaneous stuff like that. So for an average wedding at the Greystone, we can estimate that up to $30,000 would be brought to the community potentially every week, which would be a big impact. This amount doesn't even include the meetings and other conferences we could host throughout the week, so that would add even more to that. Also, fun fact, the average American wedding costs $28,000 to $38,000 in today's world. So a lot of economic vitality throughout the downtown venues here. Also, by doing the Greystone, essentially we can create our own little final Fridays on Forest, except for that could be potentially every single weekend, with people pouring over and spilling out in our downtown retails and other event venues. So also part of our situation is, and we need to consider, is the economic impact that would be felt through our partners and how that would also be supported. So, for instance, and a lot of them are out here this evening, but the brewery, Dry Lake Brewing, being able to provide beer and alcohol catering services, restaurants, Grape and Coffee's out here, but other caterers too, coming and providing food for the different event venues and all that. Yours truly with florals, gifts, supporting wedding venues and event planning, different retail shops with wedding decor and other items throughout downtown. So ultimately, this puts us in a very unique situation where we're not only asking for your help with our vision, but we're also asking on behalf of all the other vendors out here that would seek to see financial gain if this were to come to fruition.
And that's really what we see Greystone as being. So much more than just a venue. We see Greystone as being able to contribute to the growing vitality of our downtown community. As my partner indicated, when you book an event through us, it doesn't just benefit us. It benefits everybody from local caterers, local florists, even local limousine companies. We really see Great Bend or Greystone as being a catalyst for economic growth in Great Bend. We intend to be a cornerstone for that economic growth. Now, I want you to take a moment. Close your eyes if you will. I want you to think about an event you've been to in the past. I want you to think about the food you had at that event. I want you to think about the decorations you experienced at that event. I want you to think about the music, the entertainment that you saw and heard. I want you to think about the ambience and atmosphere of that event. Now I want you to think where you were for that event. In the future, I don't want you thinking about Wichita. I don't want you thinking about Kansas City or Hutchinson. I want you thinking about Great Bend. And that's what Greystone can be. It can be a place to bring people together, to create shared experiences, to create shared memories. Not just experiences and memories of our venue, but of the best of what Great Bend has to offer. That's why we ask you to join us on this endeavor. We invite you to be our guests.
You can dance.
Be your...
Thank you. Thank you.
Cheers. Thank you.
Lovely.
Cheers.
We have a drink.
As my wife indicated, renovating a building, especially an old building like this, is not an easy task. But there's a quote that comes to mind from a renowned Dutch architect, Rem Koolhaas. A building has at least two lives, the one imagined by its maker and the life it lives after, and they are never the same. That's why we ask you to raise a glass and join us in a toast to not only the wonderful history of this building, but to its future as Greystone. Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers.
Woo, woo, woo. Thank you, guys. We'll yield the rest of our time to questions.
Well,
go ahead.
That was nicely put together, I'd say. Thank you to the musicians. I will, I guess, make a comment, not so much as a question, but when it came to the written materials that I was able to review for all of the finalists, I'd say yours were put together in a way that had the right information, showed a level of thoughtfulness and detail about different ways in which you could build a smart business out of the space you have with the different tiers of and levels and detail of service offering. So just a simple tip of the hat or commendation to the work you put into that and keeping it informative but not complicated. So thank you. Well done.
Thank you.
Will you guys be one of the wedding planners, or will you hire someone that will, whether it's an event or a wedding, that would plan everything?
Yeah, so for us, we consider ourselves the management team of the building. Dina is a marketing professional, Matt's a financial planner. I actually have an undergraduate degree in entertainment business and event planning, and then Rob's an attorney. So we are setting a lot of the direction for this business, but we will contract with a third party. We've had some initial conversations on that, and we're really hopeful that it's going to go the way we want. But we will have an entity that manages the day-to-day operations of the building for us, or with us, I guess.
So you don't really need Rob either, being an attorney?
We'll let him make the contracts for us, maybe.
Be hanging out at the bar.
That's my attorney joke there. Sorry.
Hey, I think we
Sorry,
might
Rob.
all have to get in the trenches and clean a bathroom or sling some beers or something, is what I've heard. So.
So I'll put myself on repeat here tonight. How do you pay for a $5,750,000 renovation? 50's not going to cut it.
Yeah.
So the 50 is more for the operational expenses, just to run and manage a venue and provide the tables and chairs and the basic necessities to get that open. The renovation of the building has been a long, drawn-out process. We've already gotten the upstairs loft grant. We've partaken in the county facade grant and piecing all these together. A big piece of that is the historical tax credits. Then we have traditional financing, and then we're bringing free and clear building space to the table also. So piecing all these together. Also, we have another application out for the HEAL grant, and that was recently opened, so we could apply for that again. So trying to piece all these pieces together, because it's going to be a pretty penny by the time it's all said and done.
Yeah,
So obviously being second, third floor here, all this kind of stuff, it's up to code, or that's going to be the remodel part of this. I mean, you can't get this grant and not have a remodel facility and be able to open up and have 200-300 people on the third floor.
Correct. We've been putting these pieces together really very steadily in the last probably 9 months. We're working with Plan 4 architects out of McPherson, and so we've met with the city. We've had initial conversations, and our plans are all but finalized that meet building code. Our most recent consideration is putting in a new elevator instead of modifying the existing one, because we understand that when you have a wedding, Grandma has to get up the stairs, right? Like we've got to, while code may not require some of those aspects, we know to be operational and to meet the needs of the people walking through the door, that those are pieces we have to have.
So all that will need to happen before this becomes a reality.
Yes, and where we're at right now, we're really close. We feel like we could open it by January of 25 is what we're hoping. It's about a 6 to 9 month construction timeline.
I'm doing a historical grant too.
Yes, you know how it goes.
It's a process.
It takes way
We've
longer
had
than
them,
it should.
and our historical credits, they've been initially reviewed, so we're down the road on that. It's not, we've submitted it, but yeah.
It should qualify, obviously. It's
Yes,
a
yes.
great historic building downtown, yes. Thank you.
We actually had some window work start today. I don't know if you guys saw the boom lift outside. That was part of our facade grant that we're working through, and storm damage, but we've finally got a contractor here to get that started today.
You know, you guys shared you'd like to see the weddings come to Great Bend, and of course, we understand that. That would be awesome. You know, in planning weddings and having them in Kansas City, our decisions a lot of times were made based on the event space having the size, but also how people sold their venue, right? Just how they sold it to us, what they could give that somebody else wouldn't be able to, give for the wedding and the reception. So what do you guys feel you will offer that, because we do have other venues here. We don't have a lot, that's for sure. But what do you feel you'll offer even in Great Bend compared to the ones here or somewhere else?
I think our niche really is that downtown second floor quality and the historic charm of our space. We've had, over the last 10 years of owning the space, we've had people inquire just with varying levels of interest, wanting to host things. Even in our preparation for this contest, we've had probably close to a dozen people reach out to us, say, when is this going to be open? So I think people are hungry for unique ceremony locations that may be outside of a church, unique reception locations, and something that meets that boutique style of wedding that's different from 500 people at the event center, but really has an intimate feel, a charming feel, something that's elegant that doesn't have to be decorated with twinkle lights and drapes in the ceiling. It's already classic and it's there.
Yeah, that's really one of the nice selling points of this is, event center is great, and it's a large area if you want a large wedding, but there's a lot of work you got to do to it if you want to set it up really nice. I mean, with the decorations and things that we'll have set up in here, or the design, it can be a little bit more turnkey. If you don't want as many decorations, it'll be a little nicer. You won't have to do a lot to get it ready for an event.
Well, in the event packages we've talked about and putting together, we're going to bring a whole list, already a turnkey deal where you can select the caterer, like the type of meal. We already have pricing, and that will keep it updated. So everything, as soon as we sit down, they're interested, we can walk them through all the details of their wedding, and we can provide all those services through our providers or relationships.
You mentioned local charities. Is it your intent to provide a discount to local charities to host their annual events?
So what we've decided, starting off, we know depending on when that grand opening date is, we may have some dates to fill with short notice, or we may be working really hard to book that first year. So what we've kind of talked about is a reverse discount structure to where we'll start with some discounted rates to build demand, and then we'll reduce discounts over time. That's what kind of gets us to that 20% growth year over year without having to raise rates and really hike rates on people for the repeat clients. Nonprofits are the ones that come back year after year. So we want to make that easy for them to slide into a package at Greystone. We also feel like we've really competitively priced our venue. I think $1,200, $1,250 is what we're estimating to start out for a one-day event, which is right in line with what the market has here in Great Bend, if not a little bit under. But we know that, again, we'll make up for any of those apprehensions, I guess, in customer service and in just over-exceeding their expectations.
Any unique, similar question on the unique selling proposition versus other venues for weddings? What about for smaller format business gatherings? Maybe just an in-house corporate meeting. Say more about your vision for that.
Yeah, you might have to catch it when it comes up, but the way that this building is designed, there's the grand hall, but then on the north side of the building, which is actually where some of the stained glass windows look into, there is a smaller space, and with our designs we'll have larger openings with doors that could close, so we could close that space off so you could have a smaller corporate gathering or luncheon or something like that. But then you could also open it up to kind of help make it a part of the major or the larger area if you needed.
Well, and I can kind of speak from experience. We were struggling with this week because we do some business events and bring in some clients and do some education meetings and stuff. And trying to find a good place that's intimate and small but can still offer top-end services is really, really, really hard to find in Great Bend. So if we can bring caterers in and we already have a beautiful space set up that can hold smaller venues, smaller groups of people, we can't find it. We had to go to Ellenwood one year. We were thinking about trying to go out of town again. It's just not around.
And I think something we haven't mentioned, because the idea of a new elevator kind of materialized in the last couple of weeks, but putting in a new elevator actually allows us to access the third floor as well. So we don't have pictures and things of the third floor because we kind of thought of it as storage up until this point, but there's a really cool bride and groom suite up there, or a hospitality area for meeting planners, or maybe it's an artist studio. But there's an option to actually access that third floor. We're exploring the idea of putting a restroom up there to where you could go from the main level to the third floor for one of those smaller type events, or even like day-to-day having an office there, something like that.
You might have mentioned it in your business plan, but restrooms are a big deal.
Carrie.
And at events, is time
Carrie,
up?
I'm so sorry to cut you off, but we are actually out of time.
We will have restrooms.
Brand new.
I just meant
brand
plenty.
new restrooms. Plenty of them. Plenty of them.
Thank you. Well done.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Now there's an idea, and if you have an idea that Greystone is a business, cast your vote now by scanning the QR code.
I'm going to wear it.
Okay. Oh, it's cash only.
Guard it with your life.
Sometimes you just need cash. At Equity Bank, we've got you covered with no ATM fees, anywhere, anytime, at any ATM. Visit equitybank.com today.
John!
I must have it.
I mean, what will you even do with it?
I'm gonna wear it.
Okay. Oh, it's cash only.
Guard it with your life.
Sometimes you just need cash. At Equity Bank, we've got you covered with no ATM fees, anywhere, anytime, at any ATM. Visit equitybank.com today.
John!
What? Oh, come on, you said I could wear it.
I said just wait till your kids get married.
Hey everyone, good evening judges. My name is Kevin, this is Raza, and we're Manassas Turf. We're not just about artificial turf, we're about the future. Lately, there's a trend in artificial turf. There's growth, and that growth, interestingly, is driven by sporting events. So, soccer, baseball, football, and I'll show you why that is. So, I'll step on the grass. I'm gonna pretend like I'm a high school soccer player, and then just, try to kick the ball. All right, you see grass flying. Over time, now there's a patch that's getting ruined. Over time, you have to patch that up. You have to, fix it, upkeep, and then over the long run, that'll cost you. Over here, I have turf, and I do the same. It's pristine, it's undamaged, and it doesn't require as much maintenance. Now, the market is growing, and actually, the Midwest is leading that market share. So, us here. So we have a golden opportunity to serve that demand by being an authorized distributor for Synthetic Grass Warehouse, a leading artificial turf supplier, and we will be serving Kansas, Nebraska, Missouri, Colorado, and Oklahoma. Let's talk logistics a little bit. Let's say Raza here is in Nebraska and wants this kind of turf. That'll have to come from Texas. Now, it's pretty far. Not only is it going to cost them a little bit more, but also it's going to take longer to get delivered. But we're about to change that. And now that order will come through us, and Raza will be able to save on shipping and potentially a little bit of time. So, Raza, why don't you share a little bit about the numbers behind all this?
All right. Let's talk about numbers. Here's an example of a field, 80,000 square feet. Over 10 years, the cost saving 71% per hour of use. For residential, on a 1,200 square foot, over 12 years, the saving is 59% compared to natural grass. So numbers is great, you see? So here, the problem is the upfront investment for customer is very huge. You understand that? So we have a financing available up to $100,000 for that. Okay, so the question is, how can we get customer? As we are an authorized distributor of a synthetic glassware house, we are in a network. We are in a vast network of seller and installer, and that's a benefit for us. Also, on top of that, with your existing customer base, we can convert few percentage out of that, and also our strong online presence help us also, and then ads, Facebook ads, and so on. And the year after, we can have a dedicated sales responsible. So that's helped us a lot to get those customers. Okay, how about market? Here is the market size. This is obvious that the market size available is 4 billion in the United States. The serviceable available is 1.3 billion, but how about the size of obtainable market? Look here, just in Great Bend, we have 10 fields that need to be turfed. Go 60 miles radius, we have 35 fields. And then 200 radius, we have 157 fields. That's a lot. How about residential? For residential, the study is about, we focus our study on the middle class family in Great Bend. Middle class family in Great Bend is about 9,800 houses in Great Bend. Just Great Bend. That's a lot. Let's just say we just focus on 1%. 1% is 98 houses. It's still a lot. But for the study, for this number, let's go deeper in the numbers, that 800K on the first year is made of just 4 fields. The average field is 50,000 square foot. So just 4 fields give us 200,000 square foot, and then 5,000 of residential. That number gives us the 800K in revenue first year with 2% profit. Second year, we projected to have 1.6 million of revenue with 18% of profit. Third year, 1.8 million of revenue with 24% of profit. It's promising. You may ask, why is the year 1 and year 2 is a big gap right there? Because it's the first year. We're going to focus on training for the staff, for the employees, because this is kind of new for everyone. So we focus on training. So we just make the safest minimum. The safest minimum is 200,000 square foot in field, and then the other one. And then so under that, we cannot survive. So here the question is, how going to use the 50,000 money? We're going to use it toward the down payment in the SBA loan. Our startup cost is $360K. $200K for that's going to the inventory. If you want to maintain the status of authorized distributor, we need to have that inventory. That is 72 rolls of turf. That's a lot. And then 80K on warehouse, 80K on employees. All right, so
so beyond the numbers and the growth, we also ought to talk a little bit about what the center of our initiative here, and that's Great Bend, our city. We're going to be, as we're bringing jobs and we're bringing businesses back into Great Bend, boosting our local economy. When we do that, we'll be able to do better schools, parks, library. We'll be hiring here, buying here, and really just taking care of our own. So judges, in a nutshell, we're not only transforming fields and landscapes, we're also transforming lives. So the future is clear, the future is green, and the future is turf. Thank you.
Thank you, Johnny.
Okay, I'll go first. Congrats on making it this far.
Thank you.
Nice live action demo. That's good. Oh, thanks.
Thank you.
This distributorship, is it your authorized dealer but not exclusive to the territory? Meaning there may be other authorized dealers competing for the same business as you?
It will be exclusive.
It'll be exclusive?
And yes, and
Okay.
that's, so we'll have to meet that requirement for us to be exclusive. And that's why our startup cost is a little bit up there.
Okay.
It's because we have to get those rolls and we have to have that available in our warehouse.
Installation. Tell me about the process for that. Is that a crew that you deploy from Great Bend, or will you find crews that are contractors from maybe closer to the final installation point, or how does the installation labor really impact your regular permanent employee roster is what I want to know.
Yeah, for the installation, as I mentioned, we are in a network for the installation. For the field, we cannot install the field. We have the other departments under the synthetic grass warehouse that will do the installation. We just say we need this, and then we bring the turf over there, but the installation is different. But for residential, we can do residential, and that's the purpose for the training for the first year, because we need to train them. It's new, so we need to train them.
And presumably your market for residential is much more geographically close.
Yes.
Your industrial or commercial customers, public,
yes.
school.
Right. Absolutely. So
is where you get into the 5-state region, most likely.
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay.
So to add on to that a little bit, like you said, the ones that surround Great Bend will be doing that. We're also going to be open to expanding our network of installers. So we'll, if there's a job out there, we're not close enough there, but if the job is available to us, we'll work with, other companies to fulfill that need.
I'm thinking about the economic drivers here of, tax revenue from the buyers of your product. If they're a school, they're sales tax exempt, so there's no sales tax generated from that transaction, right?
Right.
Yes.
If it's a sales tax paying customer of yours, but is not here, is in Nebraska, for example, that is considered a sale there and is sales tax revenue there, right? Am I understanding?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Very good.
But let's say we have 20 employees. They pay tax.
Sure.
And we can get tax from Kansas, can take some from their paycheck.
So you think there'll be 20 employees incremental for the turf division?
Say again?
Your incremental employees that you're going to add for this new division that is turf, you're projecting it to be 20 employees?
The employees is going by stage. The first year is going to be minimum because, like I said, it's a start. But
sure.
Let's say the fifth year is the year of reference. By the fifth year, we're planning at least 14 employees, at least.
From the turf division?
Yeah,
Okay.
just for the turf.
All right, very good.
Yep.
Okay, I have more, but I'll yield.
I couldn't quite, I think maybe some of these numbers were up there, but they were in that bottom corner there. I don't think I could quite see. Just ballpark me real quick. Average yard, 2,500 to 5,000 square feet. What's it cost per square feet to do a residential house?
Okay. For a
give him the premium price.
just let's call it 1,000 square feet. Quick math here.
Okay, I think it's right here. Can I get to the presentation, please?
There you
was
go.
there, but it was quick. Here is let's say this is a 12 square feet of residential. On grass, it costs you $29 per square foot. But on the turf, it's $12 per square foot.
So it's $12 a square foot.
Yeah, that's overtime. So you got to take into account that that's over 12 years.
What's it going to cost me to install it tomorrow?
Cost install?
Yeah,
What's it going to cost me to put this at my house tomorrow?
You've got 1,000 square foot yard. Is that what you're going to do?
Let's say for synthetic grass, mostly the cost, let's say.
I already got
$10
grass. I want to know what it's going to cost to install 1,000 square feet of that at my house tomorrow.
So 1,000 is going to be 12,000 in turf.
But 15,000 for Jason.
That's how it works.
that works for us.
So $12 a square foot, 12,000.
Yeah, $12,000.
Okay.
4,000 square foot yards, probably pretty standard. 3,000 on the small side. $36,000 to $50,000.
Yeah.
It'll last 12 years.
It's more than that.
Okay.
This is guaranteed
0% financing, I'm sure. I saw that.
Yeah, the financing is available up to $100,000.
Yeah.
For that can cover the middle things because it's 11,000 square foot the average for a house, the loan. That's the average, 11,000 square foot.
So everybody's yard's going to be worth more than their houses?
This raises the value of the property.
It's also worth noting that because of that, for exactly that reason, is why we're not primarily focusing on residential clients. It makes a lot more sense to find baller clients, like schools, I don't know, even apartment complexes, especially sporting events. So for them, it makes a lot more sense because it's a long-term investment. For homeowners, it's kind of up there, and it's up there. But for the ones that do want it, we do offer up to $100K of financing.
Yeah,
commercial, man.
I got to think
commercial.
You got to be walking in with commercial business here. This homeowner stuff's going to be few and far between, I think.
But for homeowner, we have like a special special thing every month or every something, so they can have their loan transition to the synthetic. We can have that program, but not in the first year. Not in the first year.
Yeah. No, like I said, the commercial thing, I've seen us spend millions of dollars around here on turf,
right,
and it needs replaced. And I get that. It's just when's that cycle going to happen, and or is the new guy going to get it next time it comes around versus, hey, they put this in for me last time. How are you gonna get somebody to switch to you that's been using XYZ company the last 20 years to replace their turf every 10 years?
You have to be good in your bid process, I guess. What about your puppies?
Yeah, I have a few questions.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, lighten up over there. My questions are going to be a couple things. One, do you guys have any connections yet with schools or colleges or anything where you might have the potential to do, places for them, their fields or whatever it might be? Have you started getting any connections?
Not those kinds of connections, but do share about the recent inquiries that you've received.
Okay, we already started the business of selling online since May this year. So we already had some interaction with people on getting some turf for the rooftops. The rooftops.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, we didn't know either.
Right?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, for rooftops, and a rooftop will take about 1,000 square feet of artificial grass. And
So
that's
rooftops on
a building.
buildings?
Yeah, it's a...
where people can, like maybe an apartment complex or something like that, where people can...
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
it's
A
commercial.
couple other questions I have. Oh, we're running out of time. Okay, one, is it safe for children? Because some of those back when they started making them were made out of tires that cause cancer and all that.
Yes.
Is this safe?
So we have, yes, absolutely, and we have multiple ones that are like specifically, let's say, if you want it for children, if you want it to be for pets, yes, absolutely, pets too.
Okay.
Yep.
And you can, like, pets can go on it, and then there's a process to clean it up?
Yep, and actually we have the thing here, it just seeps through.
Kevin,
We have this, this is the drain.
Hey, this is the best part.
no.
All right. But
That's
I have
awesome.
the worst
The
job.
pet can pee on it, and
Who wouldn't
no
want
odor,
that?
And the
Alright.
infill, this infill, you can see this
Roger.
can go through, and that will eliminate the odor for the pee.
You're getting the hook.
Thank
They're
you.
nice.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
guys.
you so much. Thank you, everyone.
Appreciate it.
You know, Shannon, I can't help but wish that right now maybe I was laying on some turf with the pie and the champagne and a massage.
I'm a little sad we missed out on the champagne.
I'm a little sad too.
You know?
Maybe give booze to the guy who has to cut people off. Just an idea. Just an idea. Real quick while we're waiting, give a hand to our three stage fellas here. Three stage fellas.
Watch your corner. Okay.
I'm sure they all have names and families that love them, but tonight they're just stage fellas. So appreciate them for what they are. I do have a question for our judges. How buttery is the crust?
It's very good.
It's awesome.
I only ate off one side.
No, please, please.
It's a very good pie. I'll share it with you.
There we go.
All right.
Alrighty.
All right.
Well, that sounded like a good plan to me. And if it sounds like a good plan to you, go ahead and scan the QR code and cast your vote for them now.
We have one finalist left, so before we hear Hatchet Action's ideas, let's hear from our sponsor, Network Kansas.
A three-piece insert that transforms the traditional graduation cap to allow it to fit all hair types, promoting a diverse and inclusive environment at graduation.
I was graduating from high school and I was trying to figure out how to wear the graduation cap over my hair, and that just wasn't working out for me. I tried hot glue and we were looking all over the internet for a solid solution and we couldn't find anything. So then we just decided to take matters into our own hands and try to figure out something to solve the problem.
We just ordered a whole bunch of stuff from Amazon. Cardboard and plastic and how to put it together. We ended up purchasing a 3D printer. Got it as close as we could to what we wanted to, and then we contacted a prototyper to finish out the actual prototype for us.
You've got this outer ring and then this inner portion with the headband. So if you want, you can switch this out with like a blonde one, perhaps any other color to match your hair a little better. You insert this into the base of your graduation cap, and then you fold all of the fabric around it, and you smooth it out as much as you can. Then you put this guy in there, move the headband back, and I'd put it on my head like that. It's flexible and lightweight, which is something that we were going for when we were designing the product.
The role Grow Kansas had with our business, they came along at a very pivotal point for us. We were needing help with funding in order to increase our production going into this current 2023 school year. They were recommended to us by our advisor at the Small Business Development Center at Johnson County Community College. We reached out to them. The process was pretty easy. They helped us with making sure we had the right business structure, going over some of our financials and what our projections were so that we were ready for our interview and presentation to the board for approval. They've been completely available for anything that might come up. If I just have a quick question about accounting, or if I need a resource, a lawyer or something like that, I can reach out to them and ask them for any recommendations. They've provided a lot for us this past year.
Grow Kansas is designed to support high-growth, scalable entrepreneurs in Kansas raising equity capital and looking for co-investment. Our portfolio companies range from pre-seed to Series A and are innovating in industries from ag tech to medical devices and consumer products to software as a service. With investment potential from $50,000 to $250,000, the program bolsters the Kansas innovation ecosystem and fills the needed capital gap while also playing the part of an entrepreneurship support organization. Traditional transactions include convertible debt, safes, and price equity rounds, usually in the form of preferred stock. Funds have been made available through the Federal State Small Business Credit Initiative and our partnership with the Kansas Department of Commerce. Grow Kansas helps to promote the mission of connecting small businesses and entrepreneurs with expertise, educational, and economic resources throughout the state. Get looped in with Grow Kansas and the entrepreneurship ecosystem by going to our website or reaching out to us by phone or email.
I'd like to apologize to our audience. We were under the impression that while the lasers were going, there would be Pink Floyd. Thought about it.
Hello everyone, my name is Sage Cawley. I am the business owner of Hatchet Action, along with my business partner, Johan Sanchez, and currently we're just right around the corner here, right in between OPI and then the Zara Mall, and what we have right now currently is axe throwing. So that's where you're taking an axe and you're throwing it down a 12-foot lane. You come in with family, friends, just to have some fun and just get out and do some stuff. And we're in the process of adding a bar right now, and then we're looking to expand into some other activities with this money. So this money would be used in 3 different sections. So the first section is going to be signage on the front of our building. The second is going to be in our bar area, adding some stuff to our atmosphere of the place, as well as adding some TVs to showcase what's going on in the place. And the third thing is the best part. It's where most of the money is going to be spent. We're going to add a rage room and an escape room to the building to add more activities to Barton County. So right here is a rendering that we made of what the building should look like with all of the items in place, and I'll walk you through and take you through the building and show you guys what's going on. So we'll start here on the outside of the building. So as you can see here, the Hatchet Action up front, up top, as well as that open sign, they're both light up signs that they're really important to us that we would have those because it showcases, hey, we're here. This is what's going on. Since we are on Main Street, you get a lot of traffic from out of town and everything. And so these signs will catch a lot of people's attention as they're driving by, and they'll be like, oh, that's awesome. Let's go in. Let's check out what they have going on. Let's just see and go in there and try it out. And the open sign is really big for us because in the evenings we turn down our lights for the atmosphere. And so it's kind of hard to see, you know, are they open, are they not open? And that open sign really lets people know, hey, they're open, we can go in, we can go have some fun and do some stuff. The last portion of the signage money would be used right here on the signage on the front. So currently we have our hours that are hand painted by a local artist, and then we'd like to have that extended to the other 2 windows here that would just highlight, hey, we have axe throwing, an escape room, a rage room, you know. We do offer reservations online, but walk-ins are more than welcome. And so that would extend over to those 2 windows. Now as we head into the inside of the building, we're going to come up on the first area of where the money would be spent in the bar area, and that's going to be on those TVs on the wall. So the first one is going to be those 2 TVs. They're 50-inch TVs that would display sports like the Chiefs, K-State, KU, all that stuff that would display out to the bar area. And then that vertical TV is going to display what's going on in the place. We're going to get 3 of those, and they would display, you know, we just went to Pratt for Oktoberfest. We display that on there and say, hey, come join us at Pratt, you know, and then we're about to go do Final Friday on Forest, and we'd put that on there, you know, say free axe throwing, come check it out, come do it, and then we'd also post like league pictures as well as pictures from the rage room and the escape room on there, just to get people excited and, you know, see what it's all about. The main area of where the money is going to be spent for the bar area, though, is going to be on this mural. So the mural won't look exactly like this, but we will highlight the history of Barton County. So we're hoping we'll get a lot of visitors in and all that stuff. So that's going to be really big for us, and it's going to highlight the Cheyenne Bottoms, Greyhound Racing, which started here, and then the B-29s as well as the drag strip, and then a couple other smaller things as well. And it's really just going to highlight the history of Barton County. So now as we head upstairs here, this is where the exciting stuff happens. This is where the rage room and the escape room is going to be. And the first room that we're going to come up on here is going to be the check-in room. So this is the room where you're going to come up, you're going to tell the employee behind the counter what you want to do, what escape room you want to do, and then the employee will have you sign a waiver, because for the rage room you'll have to be 15 and up, and then for the escape room it'll be 8 and up, and then if you're below the age of 18 you will have to have an adult there to sign the waiver and be there with you while you're doing it. And so once you sign the waiver and get paid and everything, you can either wait in this room or you can head back downstairs to the bar and wait until it's your turn to kind of go up there and then do whatever you wanted to do. And so the next room we're going to come up on here, it's going to be the rage room. The whole point of the rage room is just to go in, break stuff, have fun doing it. Whether you want to just let off steam because you had a long day at work or you got to have a bad relationship, this is just a safe space to go in and do this. So everyone that goes in here will have to wear full body coveralls, gloves, a face covering, as well as closed-toed shoes. And then they will have to sign the waiver beforehand, of course. The things that you'll be breaking is like glass bottles, it could be some TVs, furniture, anything and everything far between that. In this room, we will only allow 2 people in there at a time as well, just because of the space and the availability. Now, the next room that we're coming up on here, this is the escape room. So, an escape room is just a room where you're stuck in it for an allotted amount of time and you have to solve through puzzles in order to figure your way out of the room and escape within that time. For us, we're able to fit 4 people up here at one time, and they will have an hour to solve their way out and work together. And the only problem with the escape room is that once you do it once, you kind of can't do it again. So we're doing 2 things to help prevent that. The first thing is we'll build expanding walls that will pull out and cover the whole wall with a whole new set of puzzles to solve, so it will be a whole new escape room in there. So whenever you're checking in to see, you'll choose which escape room you want to do, and then we'll get that prepped and ready for you, and we expect it to take about 10 to 15 minutes to prep, and then you'll be ready to go. And then the second thing we're doing to help prevent this is we're changing them out every 3 to 4 months in order, just depending on what our customer base is, how many customers we're getting in, will depend on how often we're changing out, whether it's 3 to 4 months. And now, who is this for and why would we even think about bringing this to Barton County? So, the main thing is, if you want to go out and spend time with family and friends, you have to travel at least an hour to 2 hours away in order to just go out and have some fun and do some activities. And we're really trying to save on the cost of gas because, of course, that's going up like crazy, and trying to keep things local, as well as trying to keep business local. And so with this, it's mainly just geared towards your family and friends. So say you just want to go out and do stuff for the day. You can spend the whole day there. You can start axe throwing, and then you can go upstairs. You can go do the rage room and then the escape room. And then end up at the bar if you wanted to. And so the big thing with this is it does improve relationships. So whenever you're spending your time with family and friends, it just helps improve the relationships with them. Or if you're in the escape room, it might kind of kill some relationships, but you know, that's a different area. So the other main thing is visitors. So say you have family and friends coming in for, whether it be for holidays or parties or just family gatherings, there's nothing really to do here to get out and rather than just stay at home. So we're really trying to just add more to Barton County so that you could get out and do some stuff with them. The other main thing is conferences. So there are conferences held here, or like whenever the drag strip was open, they stayed here overnight and they want to do stuff. Well, that gets more business in from outside sources into the community. So now for the best part, we get to break some stuff. So I'm going to have a couple guys bring over the table, and I'm going to have 2 volunteers that have been up here spectating. They get to actually have some fun now and break some stuff. So we have to go with the old rivalry and do K-State and KU stuff. I've been told that they aren't going to be biased one way or another, but you guys can go ahead and come over. Got some gloves for you, as well as some face coverings. And then you guys will just have some fun breaking stuff. You'll have 15 seconds. You'll break it as much as you can. And then at the end of it, I'll need you guys to help me decide which one you think was broke more.
All right. Ready?
Almost. I'm so close.
All right.
I want this one.
Choose your weapon now.
Oh boy.
It's bigger.
It is bigger, that's fair.
You
Ready?
don't want the
All right.
rubber one.
Ready? Set.
Go.
Go.
Oh, gosh.
Jeez.
Okay, that's not fair.
All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stop.
I won.
Glad it's a little more intense than I expected.
Yeah. Felt good.
Sage, thank you for that.
Yes, absolutely.
That felt real good, guys.
All right. Well,
Need to see somebody?
I think so.
what questions do you have?
Oh, hold on.
Nicely done.
Ready for us now.
Yeah.
How do you feel? I know you guys have been open a year.
A year and a half now.
How do you feel you can get the word out more? Because I think there's a lot of people that still don't know
Sure, yeah.
about your business and what you guys do. And
Absolutely, yeah.
How would
So
you market it?
a lot of that is on the marketing side, and we just hired an employee who loves to do marketing on the side, and so he's helping us a lot with how to really expand that and get the word out more. And then, of course, this is going to help quite a bit because, people who may not have heard of it originally could hear it from this, which would lead to further on down the road word-to-mouth stuff. So.
how do you feel you're going to get repeat traffic? So now people that come in there, how often are they returning to
Sure,
do
yeah.
it again?
We are seeing quite a bit of returning traffic. Actually, that's most of the traffic we're seeing right now is returning traffic. So after we hit about the 8-month mark to maybe 9-month mark, that's where we really start to see a lot of returning customers coming back in and throwing axes again. And then they're all excited for the bar once we do get that open and everything too. So.
It will help.
Jason,
Um,
have you done the axe throwing?
yeah, so that the repeat customers, is this going to fade out or whatever? I haven't done it here. I apologize. It's been 3, 4, 5 years ago, maybe in Manhattan that I've tried it. It was a fun night. I guess question the recurring bit to this. What's it cost me to go throw axes?
Sure. So right now our costs are $10 for 30 minutes per person, $15 for an hour per person, and then $20 for an hour and a half per person.
Do you tend to
We
see,
did book a Christmas party there, though.
Yeah.
So I am going to go try it.
do you tend to see people showing up for the axe throwing part in pairs, bigger groups? What's the
We
tendency?
tend to see a mix, actually. We see a little bit more of the bigger groups than we do the smaller, but we see a lot of couples coming in, is what we see a lot of.
Okay.
And I guess that's what part of this is for. I mean, the axe throwing is there. You're wanting to just try to probably generate some additional
Exactly.
traffic.
Not
So
everyone.
You're filling that a little bit, I guess, of just volume of people through.
Yeah.
A bar will surely help. But hey, maybe we're going to do the rage room, and then hey, that was fun. Let's throw some axes now.
Yeah. And not everyone wants to, throw an axe or, do the rage room. And so that's what the escape room is for. It's another activity that you can do with your friends and family outside of the physical activity, I guess you would say.
And your budget numbers say that, the 50,000, you're all in.
Yep.
There's no additional cost.
No.
It actually left you some reserve money, I think,
Yes,
to
yes,
be
as a
able to expand your
contingency plan.
business. Okay.
Does it really happen? I've seen on YouTube where the axe comes back at you. Does that really ever happen?
Not very often, no. I don't think we've ever had it hit the target and come back. It may have hit the fencing and come back slightly, but no.
Well, someone that's not coordinated like myself, that could happen, right? Hey, one thing I was going to share, though, that I think, when I go to a lot of different cities for my business, and one thing I always do is I look up to see what are the top 5 things in this city I should do. Or places to eat or whatever. How could you get some people, because I know part of it's marketing, but you also have to have a few influencers that would post that. Here's what you're going to want to do. So do you guys have any plans to have more people promote, whether it's on TikTok, you know, Facebook, Instagram, any of that?
Sure. We really are looking at the possibility of, you know, partnering with bigger businesses in town to spread the word even more. I know we went and did Bike Brew with the brewery, and so that helped with that side of things a little bit. And we're just looking to get a little bit more involved with the community, and then it would spread word through that because they would post that we're there, and then we would post that we're at their event. And so it's kind of a recurring thing where we would post about them and they would post about us, two different audiences then.
Do you both live in town here?
So I'm actually a student right now. I own the business and am a student at K-State. So Johan does. I live in Manhattan, technically.
Okay.
On the Rage Room, what's that like to get rid of everything after people have done their thing?
Yeah, sure.
I mean, sometimes the things they might break if they're bringing their own stuff is
absolutely
something that you know, maybe you don't always just throw it straight in the dumpster, and you have to think about a different way to get rid of it.
So the glass, we really would like to look at some sort of recycling thing, because that's tending to be picking up a little bit, is recycling the glass seems to be a big thing anymore. And so that's what we aim towards, is maybe even different ways of recycling glass, not just your traditional giving it to a recycling center sort of thing. Because I know the crafts with the recycled glass are getting big and stuff like that. So we'd look at different ways that we could reuse, per se, the stuff that's broken.
What about electronics?
Electronics, that one we would look at basically just recycling the electronics like you would any place, and they would get the metals out and do all that stuff with it.
Okay.
That's what our goal is.
All right.
Judges, you have just over 4 minutes left for questions.
Okay. Yeah, timer wasn't.
Did we decide who won this thing up here yet? Or how do we?
We haven't.
Is there a process?
I heard my
I think you guys could decide. You're the judges.
Well, we know who should win anyway. What are your thoughts about competition? You mentioned that there are some others around. Obviously, saving on travel time and expense, but it strikes me that part of the reason people travel maybe to other towns to do similar types of family activities like this is because there are also additional other things they're doing while visiting another community. Maybe the question really is there a kind of a bundling opportunity for you with other businesses that's not just kind of coincidental, but more planned as a kind of a co-marketing effort?
Yeah, absolutely. And that goes back to the fact of hopefully partnering with more businesses in town. So, you know, even if we get people from out of town coming into town to do one thing, they would see, you know, we're partnered with this other business, and so they get a deal package to come over and try our stuff out, like the axe throwing, try it out, or stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
You mentioned, I heard league somewhere in this. Is there a league that...
Axe throwing right now?
Yes.
Yeah, it's going on. Actually, it just happened tonight from 7 to 9. We had 6 teams sign up, and then we had 5 teams actually show up this year.
So do they pay every time they come in, or is
Nope.
it just a league entry
So
fee?
it's just $60 per person, and they're teams of 2. So $60 per person, and it runs 8 weeks long. The first 7 weeks are just having fun, you know, counting points and stuff like that. And then the 8th week, we do a gauntlet-style bracket that gets down to 1 winner. Based on the points that you scored over those first 7 weeks is your placement. And then we build a trophy. Like last year, we actually welded together an axe head that had a full body that held your axe out of square tubing and stuff like that.
Excellent.
Good. Thank you.
Good. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Well, that message was right on target, and if it hit home for you, vote Hatchet Action by scanning the QR code on the screen. You in the audience have 10 minutes to submit your votes for People Choice of $5,000.
Yeah, I guess so. Can we get the 10-minute timer?
I got it.
Shannon's got it.
Ready to
Never
go.
mind. We're good. So once you've decided who you'd like to vote for, go ahead and scan the QR code available to you and submit your vote for your favorite finalist. Be that Ellenwood's newest eatery, 1039 Cafe, the relaxing and restorative Rue Day Spa, Greystone's Grand Get-Togethers, Manassas Turf's Evergreen Goals, or Hatchet Action's Smashing Solutions.
During this time, we'll keep the voting information available on screen behind us. So, Lyle, which business was your favorite?
Shannon, I thought of all the businesses gave captivating presentations, and while I don't think that I can say anything about any of them better than they did themselves, I do have a favorite. And I'm more than happy to tell you which business it was. But first, well, can we talk about this gorgeous furniture?
I'm so glad that you said something because I've been looking at it all night and I've been wanting to talk about it, but there just wasn't a good time. Can you tell me and our audience a bit about it?
I would love to. This accent table puts a new twist on vintage casual. Its gray finish is delightfully distressed, drawing attention to the saw-marked planks arranged in an open architectural design. Place this unique piece next to a cozy chair to create a charming reading nook overflowing with visual intrigue. Purchase today for $169. Classic style gets an urban upgrade in this cool accent chair. The barrel back and tufted sides evoke swanky private clubs, while the distressed black faux leather keeps it current. Purchase this today for $599.
Wow, Lyle, you sure know a whole lot about furniture.
It's my passion, Shannon.
Clearly. We would like to thank Millers of Claflin for loaning us these lovely items. They're available for purchase immediately following the show. Now, Lyle, I believe you were about to tell us which one of the fantastic finalists was your favorite.
You're absolutely right, Shannon, and I've thought about it. I've weighed each of these wonderful businesses in my mind, and I have come to a conclusion.
And that is?
That we should educate our audience as to the proper names of the lush greenery adorning our stage, generously donated by Kelly's Garden Sense.
Oh, wow. Do you have a passion for plants as well?
As a matter of fact, Shannon, I don't. But I do have a passion for mispronouncing Latin.
Who doesn't?
Let's see here. I guess randomly go to one.
All right, how about this
Let's go
one?
with this one. Yeah.
This one right here?
We have the Alpinia zerumbet, commonly known, of course, as shell ginger. The Sterlitzia reginae, which is a species of evergreen tropical herbaceous plant. On the other side of the stage,
I feel like you might be wrong.
I might be. Who knows? We have Ravinola madagascariensis, commonly known as the traveler's tree. And last but never least, the Ficus lyrata, better known as, say it with me now, the fiddle leaf fig tree. You knew it.
That's that one over there.
Do you know that for a fact?
I do, yeah.
I wrote the bit backwards. We should have had you do it. Just stunning names. And plants, thank you to Kelly's Garden Sense.
Well, that was certainly something, Lyle. I think it's time for you to reveal your favorite business.
But first, a time check. Where are we at?
We are at 3 minutes and 20 seconds.
That's all we've cut?
That's it.
Oh, boom. We've got tons more material. We're not running at the bottom of the barrel already.
No, none. Not at all.
But right you are. Yes. I will go ahead and reveal my favorite business after this word from our sponsor. Shannon?
No. Not going to happen.
Why not?
A reason could be one, I did the whole Vanna White bit. Mm-hmm. You saw it.
Fair.
Talked about the furniture, plants. 2, I'm wearing heels. So do you think that maybe you could just go back and read the ads?
But those cards are in the back.
Yeah. You're going to have to go back and you're going to have to hustle. But you do have some time, so take it if you need it. He might come back and breathe a little heavy. Do, 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 do. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Oh.
Good?
I'm fine. Being in your 30s is awesome.
That it is. That it is.
Yeah. We here with Ignite would like to thank the following sponsors for their contributions. Network Kansas, Equity Bank, Eagle Communications, Barton Community College, Watkins Calcara, First Kansas Bank, and Advanced Therapy. We would also like to toss out a special thank you to the Great Bend Economic Development Entrepreneurship Committee, our Ignite judges, the Crest, all the sponsors, the community members who bought tax credits to contribute to this event, and volunteers that made this night possible. Back to you, Shannon.
I think you forgot two people.
Who did I forget?
Me and you.
I did.
You did.
If
yes.
no one else is going to thank us, we ought to. Thank you, Shannon.
Good job, Lyle. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, I would like to thank everyone here at Ignite for all their hard work making everything happen. Our judges, Carrie Smith, Jason Mayers, Jared Westfall, for their fair and measured judgments, and our audience, both here and at home, joining us. Now, Lyle, I believe you were going to tell us your favorite business.
But first, before I do that, let me talk about them for a minute.
Okay.
And
As
I'm
you
also
should.
going to need a time check.
5 minutes, 30 seconds.
Oh, man.
How'd you feel about hitting the
Hitting
things
this
with
stuff
Ignite?
was maybe my favorite part. It was almost my
we
favorite
got
part.
to participate. That was
There-
nice.
There was a moment when I thought I saw 5 glasses of champagne, and I was like, you guys. But then I realized that I was mislooking, so that was my least favorite part. My fault. I missaw it.
I
It was
think
a
they did
really cool
enjoy
thing.
it.
Oh, it's already in. Oh, thank you.
In record time.
Yeah, Sarah,
6
I owe you one.
minutes, 9 seconds.
All righty.
All right. Well, with that, is this People's Choice?
This is People's Choice. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the $5,000 People's Choice Award winner.
You're taking my lines. This one's mine.
This one's her line.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
All right. Winner of the $5,000 People Choice Award goes to 1039 Cafe. Winners, if you would like to come up on stage.
Yeah, you're supposed to.
This is your proud
when we call
moment.
your name. That's our bad.
This way, right around. Okay, careful.
You did your best.
Congratulations. We have this envelope for you that has your name on it. Congratulations. 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 Can't wait to eat there. Congratulations. Good for you.
All righty, now go back. Go back. Get out of here. Oh.
You're going to need those.
We're going to need
You're
those.
going to need those.
Oh, boy.
All right.
All righty.
Back to
That
you.
was fantastic. Congratulations to 1039 Cafe. We'd like to thank all of you in the audience and at home for your votes, and congratulations again to 1039 Cafe. I guess we don't know this next part.
I don't know if our judges have made their decision.
Do we know if the judges have made their decision?
Huh? Soon. Very soon.
It's happening.
So
I did have an idea.
Back to the spittle fig over
I did
here.
have an idea. Okay, the fiddle fig's pretty cool.
It is.
But I had a legit idea.
Okay.
Hatchet Action and Rue Day Spa should go into business together. You go in, get all rageful, bash it up, go get a nice relaxing massage.
Afterwards.
Get that deep tissue work in.
It's a great
you know?
idea.
Get the
Great
collagen lotion. It's good for your skin.
So they say.
It is. I love it.
So
It's awesome.
They say.
It's one of those things I never thought I'd get into was massages.
Yeah.
And I have, and they're amazing. Do yourself a favor.
It shows.
Yeah.
It shows. He looks very relaxed right
So
now.
relaxed. You have no idea. Oh, boy.
Yes? What to do now?
I don't know. What was your... Okay.
What was your favorite?
You're going to have to keep talking because the judges said it's too hard of a decision and they need 1 more minute.
1 more
Coming
minute.
From Carrie Smith.
Oh, boy.
Of course.
She needed 1 more minute for everything.
She needed more time the whole show.
That feels like nonsense.
Typical woman.
Oh.
I said
She
it. It's
said
okay.
it. She
It's okay.
said it.
I said it.
We all have that on record.
I did.
Yeah.
That was me.
Real quick, okay, so I do have, I guess we didn't get asked questions earlier.
We didn't.
But I guess we kind of can now. 1039 Cafe, what's your favorite item that you're going to be putting on your menu?
Smash burgers.
Okay. I
With
like
grilled
that.
onions? Absolutely. Love it.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Beautiful. Real quick.
Got it.
Fries. What kind of fries are we talking? Fry options. Okay, I didn't know if we were going fresh cut, curly, crinkles, whatever. Cool. Awesome.
All right. Rue
Love
Day
it.
Spa. Favorite service you offer?
Okay,
Good
I've got
answer.
a different one.
Good answer.
As someone who gets massages do you, because presumably you take care of yourself, you have somebody work on you, you go deep tissue? Do you go, what is your preference as far as what you get done to yourself? Therapeutic. Okay, cool.
Good
Cool,
answer.
cool.
Good
Excellent
answer.
answer.
Greystone.
Is it true
Where
that
was
your
our
building is
champagne?
haunted? Equally valid questions.
Mine.
Okay, it is haunted. Champagne's
Okay,
after.
okay.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Lovely, lovely.
Manassas turf.
I had a good one earlier, like I thought of one.
Yeah?
And then I blanked on it.
How often do you have to mow artificial grass?
They keep watching it, it never grows. It's almost as bad as paint. And lastly, for hatchet action, you are right across the street from me, yet you've never once said hi. Not a question, just not happy about it.
Just like to point that out.
Just like to point it out.
All right, well, I feel like we've given Carrie her minute or two,
Uh-huh.
quite possibly. Judges,
Uh-huh.
do we have an answer?
Maybe? Is it a maybe?
And a winner for third place of the $10,000 prize money, which all the prize money totals $95,000. That's quite a chunk of change.
That is. That is.
Quite a chunk of change. What would you do with $10,000? Doesn't even have to be a business. What would you do?
I can't answer that because the only thing that came... Has anyone seen Office Space? The thing that popped into my head was Lawrence's answer to what would you do if you had $1 million? Don't say it out loud, but if you know it, you know it. And I can't not think that right now. What would you do with $10,000? You're a mom. You're a radio personality.
Probably going to take a vacation.
Oh, where to?
I don't know. Not here.
Where's the last place you took a vacation to?
Off this state. Nashville.
Oh, what'd you do down there?
We had a good time on Broadway.
Is that all you did? You hung out on Broadway? Did you
That's
go to
it.
the Opry or anything?
Not this time.
Did you go Johnny Cash Museum?
Not this time.
So just Broadway.
I used
did
to
you
live
karaoke?
there, so
When
it
did you
doesn't.
live
Yeah,
there?
I did. When did I live
Yeah.
there? 2003, 5-ish. It's been a minute. I don't know. I don't sleep much
2015
anymore.
to 17.
I wasn't there.
Almost there.
Before, I was there when it was great.
That's fair.
I heard.
That's fair.
I heard an all right back there.
All right.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, our
Whoa.
judges.
Thank you so much. Thank you for taking your time.
We really
Wanted-
appreciate it.
Hey, we wanted more time.
We did. It was a tough decision.
Very tough.
Okay. Second.
We're going to flip-flop.
Because I want everybody
Not
to
because
win.
of how we did the lines.
Okay,
but
great, great.
We'll flip-flop. All righty.
All right, so I have the envelope for third place.
Yeah, you do.
The winner of the third place prize for $10,000
is...
Sorry, it's almost got a paper cut. Hatchet Action. Congratulations. Please make your way up to the front of the stage. Congratulations. You're welcome. Congratulations. Here's your envelope.
Congratulations.
All righty. Just throw it at them.
Congratulations.
Part of the rage room.
Yeah. The winner of the second place prize of $30,000 is... Well, you weren't kidding about this.
Would you like me to hold your cards?
Oh, that's what we should have done. I'll hold yours for the next one.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Today, please.
Oh. 1039 Cafe.
All right.
Oh,
And the winner.
One sec, I forgot to hand
Oh,
somebody
we do have to
this.
do things. Excuse me.
All right.
I've already
Congratulations.
we've already shaken hands.
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations.
Yes. It's so nice to see you again.
Congratulations.
Nice job. Looking
Yes,
forward
good
to
job.
it.
Nice job.
Thank you.
$35,000 that they're taking home.
Yeah, that's not too
Thank you.
shabby.
That is not.
And it's great that they've offered to split that with us.
They didn't know that they agreed to that.
It's in the contract.
All right. And the winner of the Ignite Season 1 $5,000 grand prize.
50. It's 50. It's 50.
50.
Big check.
It's going down. Sure you guys were paying attention. $50,000 grand prize goes to ready?
Mm-hmm.
Greystone. Congratulations. Congratulations. We hug. Gonna dance?
Congratulations.
Oh, I do.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Yes, well done.
All right, thank you to all of our contestants. Congratulations again to our winners for Ignite. I'm Shannon Town.
I'm Michael Jones. Good night.
Good night.
What about the other?
Woo!
People's Choice.
What about the Choice Award?
Who
What
won
about
the
the People's Choice?